Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for another edition of our EK and Trackside Live Daily Wrap. We're here for the third round of the Challenge of the Americas here in Phoenix, Arizona. Had a great day today. Some amazing racing for sure, and of course, as always, amazing Phoenix weather. Mid-70s, almost high 70s today, so the racing itself was fantastic. Track was solid, but the competition we saw was absolutely amazing. And not surprising, we had some great racing in the senior category. Not quite what we had at Tucson. It wasn't that crazy battling that we had with guys going back and forth, 10 drivers in the hunt over the last couple of laps. But it came down to some of the young guns that we've been watching over the last couple of years. Christian Brooks, Brendan Baker, Luke Selican. Those were the drivers who were really in the hunt for the Senior Max main event here today. Selican led early, but Brendan Baker was the guy that came into the forefront and really worked his way to the front. He was the guy that we all thought was maybe able to pull away. But he had one bad lap, and that allowed Christian Brooks, the young rookie driver here in senior, to pounce, go to the lead, and then he was able to run away to grab the race win. He left Tucson with the point lead, but hadn't won a race, but the consistency gave him the point lead. He comes here to Phoenix, and in the very first race of this doubleheader weekend, he scores the victory. Huge win for Christian Brooks, and we had a chance to talk to him after the podium. Christian Brooks, obviously a huge day for you. In Tucson, you had a couple good finishes, podium finishes. You were able to come out with the point lead. But you want to win. I know you're a rookie in this series, but it's always good to win and put your name on the class. You come out here this weekend. Brendan was fast, Luke was fast, but at the end of the main event, it was all about you. Tell me how you feel about actually winning this race.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to have my first senior win. We definitely wanted to stay ahead in the points. After the pre-final, I knew we could do it. Starting third inside, we knew we had a good chance. And I just stuck to it, and we got a good gap, and then took it over.
Now, Brendan Baker was super fast, obviously. He was able to pull out in the lead. You were right with him. There was that one lap he had some trouble. Had he not had any trouble and you were able to get by like that, do you think you would have been able to chase him down at that point?
I'm not sure. Maybe if I started to pick up the pace a little bit more and he made little mistakes, then I could have done it. But definitely that lap helped me out.
What's this do for your confidence? Obviously a rookie, when you're a rookie in the program running against all these guys, really not a lot of older guys, a lot of the guys you've raced against in junior before, but what's it do for your confidence winning here today?
Well, I definitely want to stay ahead in points. That puts a little bit of pressure on me to do good tomorrow, but I think we can do it.
They always say you take the monkey off the back with a victory. Do you feel like that's happened because you feel like you can win more now?
Yeah, definitely feel more confident with the chassis and engine.
Congrats on a great day.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
Christian did a fantastic job. We have to give it to him for sure. A great run for him, and he puts himself back into the championship hunt as we head to go to tomorrow's race and, of course, into Sonoma. The junior drivers, they were pretty amazing as well, and we weren't surprised that we eventually were going to see a battle between Nick Bruckner and Stingray Robb. Stingray had some trouble, had to change the chassis before qualifying, so he had to start dead last in the pre-main no matter what happened. He did one lap in qualifying, pulled it in. He came from the very tail of the field, 19th, up well into the top 10, did a great job in that pre-main, and that set up that head-to-head battle. It looked like Stingray was going to be able to challenge early and actually go to the lead, but Nick Bruckner was not to be denied. Nick was super fast, put down great laps, and really was strong from the turn 8 hairpin all the way down the back straightaway here at Phoenix, and that took away that one passing point in the banked right-hand turn number 10. Stingray just couldn't get the job done. Nick was able to hold on to it. A big win, back-to-back for Nick. Remember, he won at Tucson on Sunday, wins here on Saturday as well. He's the outright point leader. He is definitely in the hot seat right now. We had a chance to talk to Nick to get his thoughts on this big victory. Standing here right now with Nick Bruckner. Nick, a fantastic job for you today. Obviously challenged by Stingray Robb. You knew he was going to be coming. He eventually arrived on your back door. What were you thinking once he got there?
Well, in the pre-main, I wasn't really thinking he was coming, but then I looked over, and boom, he's right there. I was like, oh, man. And then I knew he was going to be there in the final. I knew he was going to be there, like, pass me or do something. He just sat there. I knew he was going to go for the last lap pass.
How did you feel about the car, though? Because your car seemed to get better and better throughout the main event, right? It was good, but then you kind of stepped away, and you were faster coming onto the straightaway and down into turn number 10.
Yeah, I knew they told me they set it low. It's going to come in at the end of the race.
You had to be patient.
Yeah, they said, okay, if it's loose to the first, don't panic. Just don't panic.
So you feel good with the victory, obviously, coming off the win Sunday in Tucson. Another win today. You got to feel pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
There he is, folks. Now, Nick Bruckner, there's a kid that we're going to be watching for the next couple of years. He's a heck of a young driver, and we expect to see him be a superstar in the senior categories as well. Let's move now into the Masters class. Those guys did a fantastic job. You know, Paul Bonilla, John Crow, Scott Falcone, these are the guys that have been at the very top of the charts in the last couple of years. You throw the Masters champion from last year, Ken Maxfield, in the hunt as well on a track, Phoenix, that he loves to race on. You know you're going to have a good lead battle. They were the quartet that made up the fight up front. And no, John Crow got off to the best start. Qualified on pole, won the pre-final. We figured he might be coming back to put his name back in the hunt for the championship. But once things got settled in, it's a 25-lap race for those Masters. By the time we got to the midway point, Bonilla was already out front and pulling away. He scores yet another victory. Paul Bonilla now 3 for 3 in Masters competition. We talked to him yesterday. He really wants to win this title. He wants to go to the grand finals as part of Team USA. And going 3 for 3, it's going to be hard for him to get beat when we go to Sonoma. We had a chance to talk to Paul to get his thoughts on race win number 3. One of the reasons you come to the Challenge of the Americas is obviously to try to get a ticket to the grand finals. And, you know, Paul Bonilla, you told me before that you didn't want to have that in your head at Tucson. You didn't want to think just about the grand finals. Well, you win both main events at Tucson. All of a sudden you start thinking, well, maybe I can do this. And then you come into today and Crow puts it on the pole. He wins the pre-main. You got to be thinking to yourself, okay, I need to step it up a bit. Now, the main event, he led early, but you came calling and essentially ran away.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little concerned this morning because it was just overstuck. I couldn't get the thing to roll. And then, yeah, in the main, when I passed him, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a passing fast. I'm like, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. And I managed to hold it. I mean, I'm really happy with the results today. I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess. But yeah, I think we have a good setup now finally for tomorrow. Were
you able to make some setup changes? You said it was overstuck this morning. Were you able to find something out to loosen the car up and free it up for you?
Yeah, it's something that we shouldn't have done. We just went back to normal. So we were messing with something you shouldn't be messing with.
Back to the baseline. I've heard that many times before. Back to that baseline, you know. Going into tomorrow, anything changes? You guys have run all together before. It's really just going out there and just trying to play the game, right?
Yeah, it's just little tweaks, tire pressure, a couple little adjustments, nothing big. You know, you don't want to go completely in the wrong direction. So yeah, it's just driving.
What about the thought, grand finals ticket now, 3 race wins in a row? If I win one more, it's almost done. Do you even worry about that, or, you know, just keep having another cocktail and not worry about it?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it's not now in the front of my mind. But yeah, you just got to put your head down and race and see what happens.
And another good Paul Bonilla run today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There he is, folks. See that guy there? He's one of my guys, the Masters driver. Did a great job. Paul Bonilla, again, 3 for 3. He's going to be tough to beat in this championship. Moving over to another driver that's going to be tough to beat now. 2 wins ahead of 1 for Michael Alavia, Sabre Cook in the DD2 category. They were on top of each other. Only 4 drivers in the class itself. Matt Jaskell and Ben Schermerhorn there as well. Alavia in second, but it was Sabre that was able to get back to the front and was able to hold off all the challengers she had. Alavia looked really strong, passed her a couple of times, but she always fought back, got back to the lead, and she's in a really good position here as well. Sabre gets another victory. She looks very strong here, fast lap of the race. I got to expect she's going to be challenging for the race win again tomorrow as well. But before that, we had a chance to have a quick chat with Sabre to talk about that great one-on-one battle with her and Michael Alavia. Sabre Cook, obviously a huge day for you. Not a huge field, but some pretty quality guys. When you're racing against Michael Alavia, you're racing against Matt Jaskell. These guys are super fast. You know they're going to be there the whole time. You guys were separated by, I think, a second and a half all race long for 25 laps. That's got to take a lot out of you. There wasn't really any time for you to relax or even take a breath.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that we're so close. It really pushes each of us to improve every time, and especially with this track, it's so physical and you don't really ever get a break, so it really conditions you for future races.
Well, there was a little bit of contact out there too. They cut a couple moves to the inside. I think Jaskell tried you at the start. You pinched him down. I think Alavia tried. You rubbed him a little bit. You just setting your mark down here or what?
Well, I mean, you have to be aggressive, and you can't be pushed around, or else you kind of people know that they can take advantage of that. So you just kind of treat everyone the same. Take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you.
When they did go by you, you came back by strong. They would go by you, but you'd be right there. It's not like you even waited. You found the next opportunity to go back by. Was that something you wanted to do too as well? Part of the making the statement thing?
Yeah, exactly. That's really what Joey Wimstead has really taught me is as soon as you get the opportunity, you need to take it. You don't try and plan ahead and be like, oh, I'll wait then and not fight with this guy. Just you need to continue to to attack every moment you have, because you don't know if that chance will actually reappear.
You know, for me, I've watched you race for so many years now, and it seems like that's been the progression. You're not the same Sabre Cook you were 3 years ago. Now when it happens, you're just there. Was there way more confidence now?
I hope that I'm not the same person. I would hope I can continue to improve. So I've really tried to apply all the things that Joey's been teaching me, and that's been one of the biggest things.
Congrats on a great day today. Point championship, point lead, looking good.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well done. There she is, folks, Sabre Cook. So another great DD2 win for Sabre Cook. She has the championship lead heading to Sunday. 2 more categories to look at, both the Mini and the Micro Max class. Mini Max was an unbelievable battle. In the very end, though, the driver that was standing on top of the podium after a great, fantastic birthday was Marco Kasich. He was able to make a great move. The final lap didn't look like he was going to be able to make the move, but he did. Final lap, goes down the inside in turn 11. He comes out with a big victory for PSL West, and it's always great to see a young kid win his first big major event. So Marco, congratulations, well done for you. And then of course, moving on into that Micromax category, we talked about it yesterday. He's a local driver, knows this track, and is actually a heck of a young driver, really aggressive and really focused. That's Diego Larocque. He's got some guys was going to have to challenge with, though, in Leyland Honeyman and a number of other drivers that were right there in the fight as well. The problem is they were battling each other. They fought for the second, third, and fourth spot. Josh Pearson in there as well. They were fighting amongst themselves for that second position. What they should have did was line up and try to catch him, because Larocque was able to just pull away. The minute they started battling each other, boom, he was gone. It wasn't like he had more motor. He didn't even have the fastest lap of the race. He stayed out of trouble, and they all just battled for second. So Diego Larocque did a fantastic job. He scores the big victory in Micro. He's got 3 in a row as well. He's going to be hard to beat for the championship. But tomorrow, still everything up for grabs. There's still 3 more races to go. 1 more tomorrow here in Phoenix and 2 more in Sonoma. So nothing is done when it comes to this championship chase. David Cole and I will be back tomorrow. We hope you guys will join us live on eKartingNews.com. And again, after tomorrow's action, 1 more daily wrap, and we'll call things quits from Phoenix, Arizona. Folks, great to have you with us here on EKN Live. I've been Rob Howden on behalf of David Cole. Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Daily Wrap.